Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. I am Marcus and today I'm doing a playthrough of Monster Expedition, which is set in the world of Carnival of Monsters. This one is designed by Alexander Pfister though, and it's not really a card drafting game, it's more like a push your luck element. So if you enjoy games like Port Royal, then this one might be right down your alley. Amigo kindly provided me a review copy of this one here. Today I will be doing a 3-player playthrough. It's really a quick little game, or relatively quick little game. So I think I can do that within one episode. The game also comes with a solo mode, and I guess this is also something which I might want to explore in a follow-up episode. Let's see how things go, let's see how interested you are. So if you want to see me doing a solo playthrough of Monster Expedition, then just let me know. But for now, let's see how things go, shall we? Okay, and here we are with the setup for the 3-player game. It doesn't really matter too much if you play with 2, 3 or 4 players. The only difference in respect to this draw pile here. With 3 players you have 35 cards in this deck, and whenever this runs out you're pretty much ending the game at the end of this round. Everyone gets the same amount of turns, and then you tally up your score and look whoever has the most amount of victory points. And victory points are those points here. In Monster Expedition there is a difference in respect to what you are scoring. So there is a main score here, that's 2 points, this is about Porter. And by the way, I'm playing with a German version of the copy, but it's really language independent. Apart from some of those names here, the sea glider here, the Meeresgleiter, that's the only real thing. So apart from that, you can totally play it basically as an English speaker, or you don't need any language at all other than reading the rules, obviously. But again, in this case, you can score 2 points for that card, but you can also get this monster as a cage in this case. And in this case, when you get this monster as a cage later on, and I will explain how this goes, you get the lowest score for that. Usually that's half. I think it's rounded down in most cases, but that's how you actually score your points. So there are no special scoring cards like in Carnival of Monsters or whatnot. In this case, you're really scoring your monsters and or cages, and that's what you get. Again, I will explain everything as I go. The game is very straightforward in respect to its rules. It's really a push your luck kind of game. So yes, there are potentially some strategies, but in the end you have to rely on the dice, and everyone who knows my channel knows how good or how well I'm rolling those dice. But in this case I do not care, as I really control all the 3 players. And speaking about the players, everyone starts the game with 3 of those camps. So we have one here for the Skylands, for water, and for the forest. For example, there are some slight differences in respect to some of the, let's call it, bonus abilities on when you can upgrade your camp. So this more or less balances out the starting versus the last player in this case, as far as I know. But apart from that, they really act all the same. This is what they start your game with. You have your little crests, and I like that they also not just change the color but also the shape. So for colorblind people, this has been taken care of. Nicely done, Amigo. And yeah, basically showing you or could give you potentially some more end game scoring when you are lucky enough to have those crests out there on the board. But again, I come to that later too. Here we have the starting player. And the first thing that you do, or the things you have to choose which camp you are sending on an expedition. After all, we are on an expedition for monsters, and you have to really make a call now if you want to go to the Skylands, to the water, or to the forest in this case. And looking what's available, I think it may not be the worst thing in the world to send our water expedition out there. And I already saw something that's wrong. Good that I spotted this. I was already on the B side. I was really concerned for a second. Why does he roll 5 dice? No, we all start on the A side of those camps. So I already showed you some more of the components. So what you do now is you take the blue die, so that's depicted here, and you take 2 of those hunting dice. That's a figure here. There are 8 of those hunting dice available. You can never roll more than that, but right now that's really not a concern at all. And that's pretty much the dice pool for our first hunt, or for our first expedition. So let's bring out our dice tower here, custom made obviously, and roll those dice. And those dice, especially all the colored dice, are not just ordinary dice. No, you see here the blue dice comes with 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Green has a slightly different spread of numbers. Yellow is, in respect from the total amount of numbers, the best one, though it has 2 10s. But yeah, that's pretty much what you're rolling on those color dice. The black hunting dice, they're standard 6-sided dice, and ultimately I want to achieve high numbers because this number here is the target I want to meet. And obviously with 6-siders, standard 6-siders would be very difficult to achieve, but as we have an 8 on this here, for example, and also a 10, you see, it's definitely not unlikely that you're getting these higher scoring creatures at some point in time. Okay, let's roll those dice and see how we do. Okay, that's a 7, a 2, and a 6. So now you can, or you have to make a call which of those numbers you want to use. And you always have to use a complete group of numbers. So let's say I would have 2 6s here and I would announce 6, then both 6s would need to basically set aside on this board. In this case, I think starting with a 7 is not bad. Of course, it could be a 10, but I think I will take the 7. So now I can continue to roll. I could also stop, but with a 7 there is nothing to gain. Though those cages, they're worth, I need 10 strength points. All of those creatures right now need a 9 or a 10. So in this case, I have to continue to roll. But right now, there is no danger in doing so. Okay, pretty much the same roll. And I guess in this case, I want to announce the 6. So overall, I have now 13 points. So now I could stop in theory. And I have to think about if I want to stop. With a 13, I could go for this one here already. Or I could go for this one here. But in theory, if I could make it to 18, I could go for this monster, and this would score me 3 points, which obviously is definitely more important. And it's also a wildcard monster, which is something for a little, let's call it set collection element in the game, which gives me some bonus dice in the end. The problem is I really need to roll a 5. Everything else is definitely not good enough because I have 13 points in total. But I guess the risk is relatively low right now. Because again, I can bust in this game. So similar to Port Royal, I can also bust in this game. So let's say I keep rolling this die. And if this die shows a number of a die that's already in here, so the last remaining die, then I have busted. So I cannot, basically I have to remove then the highest die from my pool, and then I could roll again, but then I could roll another 6. So in this case, there is a risk in theory that I'm rolling a 6, but there is also a good chance I could roll a 5. So I think in this case, let's roll the die. And it's a 3. Okay, so we haven't busted, but now I have to really stop rolling. So I have to assign a number. And in this case, that's 16 points in total. And I guess it doesn't really change something. I still can only go for this or that. Doesn't really change a thing right now. They both cost us give us 1 victory point, and they both give us, in theory, a part of a set collection. And obviously I can only go for bluefish because that's the camp I was using. So I only was allowed to hunt in the water in this case. So I cannot say, oh, now I have this 15, let's go, I don't know, for this here, for this card, for example. That's not possible. I used my water camp. And I guess in this case, I will go with a lower number just to make it more difficult for the other players. I think that's my strategy. Again, apart from that, they all provide the same thing. And so we will grab this card. We are not refilling this card. That's really important. And yeah, basically we have just scored our very first victory point for that. The next thing we are checking is if we or any other player can upgrade one or more of their camps. In this case, the active player can do that because we have this 3 here. And a 3, or each 3, allows us to upgrade this camp here. So there is a little 3 in that. The way how it works is we are simply flipping it over. If I would have rolled 3 3s, then I would have been allowed to flip this or turn this twice. So next round, if I go to the green camp, I'm now rolling 3 hunting dice instead of only 2. So that's already a good thing. The problem now is, or maybe it's a good thing for the red player in this case, is we also rolled a 7. And this is where those, let's say, camp tiles do differ from player to player a little bit. So red is the last player, so he's checking this, and this 7 here means if any player rolls a 7, I can upgrade. This includes red self, so if they're rolling a 7 later on in their turn, that's also valid, but in this case, this is also true for other players. So in this case, red was also allowed to perform an upgrade. So in theory, there is already an incentive going for this cloud camp here when it's their turn. But that's already the end of the turn. As I already mentioned, there is no automatic refill. Only if you get a cage, then you are allowed to or then you have to replenish the offering, the public offering. So let's move over to the purpley player here. And right now, blue is still not terrible, I guess. So maybe that's what they should do, going for another blue, because there's still this 18 out. And if roll somewhat lucky, could go for a good card. I think let's do that. They're rolling 2 dice anyway right now, though there was no upgrade here, so I think that's okay. So they're pretty much rolling the same number of dice in this case. And again, the same rules apply. We only can go for blue monsters. Later on, there are also some, let's call it wildcard monsters, which you can hunt anywhere. It's similar to the Dreamlands monster in the Carnival of Monsters, but in this case, we don't have any of those out. So let's see. Okay, it's a very similar roll actually. So in this case, I guess let's also hold on to the 7 for now. Yeah. And maybe if you're rolling 2 6s or 2 5s. 2 5s not enough. We need 2 6s now. Actually, good thing is we cannot roll same thing. We cannot roll anything. So that's 11 in total. Again, we could stop now and go for the other one, and I guess there is no reason to continue to roll other than we could upgrade. So we could still hope for 1, 2, and 3, and I think let's do that. We won't upgrade because again, red player gets an upgrade too. It's a 7. That's a 6. Okay, doesn't really help us at all. It's 17 points in total. So again, purple could now make a choice. We have 17 points. We could go for the 11, and here we could gain the special ability. That's the bonus, but we could also go for a cage now. We need 10 points. And the good thing about the cage is we bring out more cards here, which is good for the others too. But this also allows us to play our crest on top of this. And if this monster is still here at the end of the game, I get this monster as a cage too. So overall, I could get 2 cards, or purple could gain 2 cards out of this. And I guess just to show you, let's do that. So we will go for this card. Purple is allowed to look at it, but none of the other players. We cannot use the special power now. It's in a cage, but we keep it for sure. And because the active player got at least 1 cage, we are now refilling every space, and that's one of those wildcard monsters, and that's pretty helpful actually, because this is really tough to get. I mean, we need 31 points, and it could score him 3 points if the purple crest is still on this card at the end of the game. I guess that's great, but if you get this card, you can also, some of them have other special abilities, like this one here. When I get this monster, I can steal a cage from another player, a random one. I think that was actually not bad for purple, but that's already, no, it's not the end of the round, because we are still doing our upgrades here. Unfortunately, purple cannot upgrade. Purple can only upgrade on a 1, 2, 3, or an 8 in this case. That's not gonna happen, unfortunately, but we have rolled a 7. So yeah, red can upgrade again, and it's now red's turn actually. So there is definitely a strong business case going for those clouds here. We are rolling 5 dice in total, and I guess that's what we are going to do, right? So that's even the strong die with a lot of 10s on it too. That's 3 and 4 dice in total. I think that's not terrible at all, but again, you know how well I'm rolling. And the more dice you roll, the more likely it will get that you will bust, by the way. I think that's very obvious. Yeah, in this case, I get that's a no-brainer. We hold on to the 10. The 10 is great because then the starting player, the blackish golden kind of player, has a 10. So says, oh, that's cool, keep going. But we have to continue. There is no 10 on this die. So with a second roll, there is no chance that we are busting. I mean, that's definitely something. Wow, 2 5s. Yeah, I will definitely hold on to those 2 5s. Again, I could now stop because I have 20 points in total. So I could go for 2 cages. I could go for this monster and a cage. Ooh, that's actually pretty tempting. Can I do much more than that? Of course, I could still roll 2 6s, and I think let's do one more roll. I mean, only if both of those dice now show a 5, we will bust. If we roll a 1 and a 5, then we have to go with a 1. Apparently, only when you can no longer put out a number that's not already out here, then you have busted. So let's see. think one roll is fine. That's okay. That's now 24 points. Again, we could hope for a 6 because then it's 30, and this would be really 2 cages and stuff. Come on, just to show you, huh? Come on, just to show you. That's the push your luck stuff. If it's now a 4 or a 5, we have busted, and it's a 6. Are you kidding me? Wow, where are you when I'm playing Arkham Horror? Okay, cool. So that's 20 and 30 points in total. Now we have to stop because we cannot continue to roll. We have set them aside, so we committed to those dice. We have used the yellow camp, which means we can only go for one of those. But in this case, I think that's also obvious. So we are going for this monster face up, and we are taking 2 of those cages face down. Of course, again, they're allowed to look at it, but we have to place them aside. And again, they only get the small amount of numbers, but they're always at least 1 point. So that's at least 2 points that red did on top of this. But again, we are now, as red got some cages, we are refilling. Usually do that at the end of the round. Okay, that's a 12, so it's not very likely that they will keep their crest on it, but for now we are not complaining about that. As for the upgrade, only the 10 will count because he didn't roll any 1, 2 or 3, so none of the base camps or the standard numbers can upgrade. So the 10 will now allow this golden dragon player to upgrade their camp by 1. Here's the little 10. So overall that was a great turn for red, but again, having 2 upgrades at the same camp is definitely huge for the very first round. And I guess that's that. So we are moving on to the next round. Again, we have to make a call here. Now we have an upgrade, but it's still the blue camp. And in theory, sorry for the glare, you want some sets. So having more blue monsters does not really help at this point in time. You want sets because when you have a set of 3 different colored monsters like this one here, the bonus needs to be on there. You get a bonus die for each set you're rolling. So, of course you could start another set always, but I guess in this case, no. Let's go. Oh, we also have an upgrade on green. I think that's fine too. So we are going with the green camp. That's at least 3 dice in total, or 4 dice in total, 3 hunting dice. So yeah, let's roll those. And I guess the minimum that this player could not do is to remove this mark, because if now another player or any player claims this monster here, this token simply goes back to the player. It doesn't score anything. Okay, that's definitely still something you want to keep in mind. Pretty much denying those extra 3 points at the end of the game. Okay, let's roll some dice. Okay, that was a pretty terrible roll, but we will hold on to the 3. In this case, if we are announcing a number, all of those dice with that number have to move. So that's really a lame start. So let's really hope for some more here. We cannot go for the 3. Again, the 3 is already out there, so we have to go with the 1. Again, we could now stop, but yeah, I think there is still a chance we could gain at least, I mean, that's 7. Yeah, we could at least go to 10 or so, or to the 12. Let's see about that. If it's now a 3 or a 1, now we have busted for the first time. The turn is not over, so that's definitely different to a Port Royal, for example. You have to remove the highest single die from your offered so far, from the dice you have set aside for now. Not all of them, the highest die. In this case, that's the 3. And then again, you could continue to roll, and I think this is what he wants to do. That's a 1. Again, we busted. Awesome. Next highest die goes up. So I think in this case, if that's a 1, it's a 1. Amazing. Yeah, that's push your luck. Okay. So we have failed. We could continue to roll, and that's another 1. Great, cool stuff. So it's obvious we are not getting any monsters, but at least we rolled a 1, which allows us to upgrade this camp. And no one else was able to get the upgrade here. I mean, wow, what a hilarious turn. And yeah, but that's already the end. So again, we are moving over here to purple. Purple doesn't have any upgrades, but still going after this green sounds tempting, just to deny some points to the red player. So in this case, it's only 1 and 2 dice here, but all we need is a 12 actually. Even an 8 would be sufficient actually. But yeah, let's see about that. So let's roll those dice. Also not a great roll. I think let's go for the 4 or the 3. I don't really care too much. So let's see. We continue to roll. Same result. I think the 3 could be much higher than the, yeah, let's go, not sure if this makes a difference, but we will go with a 1 and we'll continue to roll. That's a 3, a measly 3. Are you kidding me? At least we get some upgrades. That's a good thing. So that's 8 points, and we have to go for a green monster. And with 8, we could go for this foxling here, the Füchsling. Why not? I mean, it could give us some extra dice at the end. It's 1 point, and yeah, I think let's go for it. So we will set it aside accordingly, and then we can still do some upgrades. So we have a 3, which allows us to upgrade this. We have a 1, which allows us to upgrade this. So at least it was not a completely useless turn, so like what the dragon golden grayish player just did. But that's again the end of that turn. We are not refilling because didn't get a cage. So we are moving over to red again. And even though we want sets, right now it's still maybe the best bet to go for this because there are still some nice monsters out there and they give us some extra special abilities. I think so. Let's do that. Not sure if that's the best idea, but I like the odds on this one much better here. It's 4 + 1. Yeah, let's roll those and hope for something good. Okay, that's a 10. I will take the 10 again. Again, there are 2 10s on this die, so it's not that unlikely. I have to roll all the others. Again, I can only announce 1 number. Let's go with a 5 for now. Yeah, why not? And 2 4s. Okay, I take it. I mean, that's not terrible. So that's 10, 18, 23 points. Oh, that's perfect. So we are taking this Valporda here for sure. And this gives us an ongoing special ability. So whenever someone is busting, including us, once per turn, we get to upgrade our blue camel. It's really strong, really, really strong. And it's 2 points. I mean, that's really a great card. We still have 10 more points left. There are no other things. So I think we have to go with a cage. But a cage is great because we are now refilling 2 of those spaces and can put our tokens on. I mean, red is really doing great. And again, there is a relatively high scoring one here, which is difficult to get. So there is a probability that red can claim this as a cage at the end of the game. In respect to upgrades, I think, yeah, it's only the 10, which is not terrible here for gray. So at least they're making some progress with that. Not too bad. But that's again the end of the complete round. So yeah, we can basically move back to gray here. And again, there are some nice bluish ones, but again, we want sets, but we also want points. We want so many things. So let's go with the points. At least hope for it. So these are the 4 dice plus this dice. So yeah, let's roll those 5 guys and hope for the best. Not terrible. Maybe I should stick to the 6s. I mean, that's 12 points in total, right? Yeah, let's keep that. Let's continue. Let's roll this one again. That's 2 1s. This also gives us some upgrades, and it's 14 points. 14, yeah, why not? Let's hold on to this, and we roll this again. Ah, come on, this does it. So that's a 5. It stays a 5. Okay, what's fair is fair. Nice, so that's 12, 17, 19 points in total, and we get 2 upgrades on our 1 cam. That's definitely not bad. So I guess it's obvious we want to give this token back to the red player, not giving them more points than they already need. That's also a wild, which is cool. So I think that still works out okay for the gray player. And we can use it now to extend our set because those symbols here matter. So in this case, that's a wild, so I can use it here. So next one could be either a green or a yellow one. So I think that worked out to be pretty okay. We still have 2 1s, so that we can basically upgrade this once and twice. The next time we are upgrading this, you see this arrow goes to the top. We are flipping this card to the other side. I think that was a good turn, and it's also scored us 3 points. So that wasn't bad at all. Purple now has to make a tough choice. Obviously, maybe should go for this yellowish one here. Problem is there's only 1 yellow animal and 1 wild card out there. But that's, of course, getting to a 12 is not unlikely with 3 dice. All the others could also go for a blue. Maybe blue is what they should do just to extend the set here. Yeah, it's not that many dice, but I guess still doing this might sound like a good idea. And we could still roll 2s to upgrade this camp and whatnot. And I really hope I haven't forgotten that if anyone rolled an 8 yet, because this is the number where purple can upgrade their camp. Yeah, let's roll those dice and see about that. Okay, that was pretty lame. So I guess we will go with the 4, because otherwise if I would have chosen the 2, my strongest die would be locked already. So I think let's not do that. Let's roll that again. Oh, come on, that's a 5. We have to go with the 5. We could go for the 2 again, but I think this doesn't really help us. So we have 9 points in total. And that's a 7. 7 is good for the last player again. Are you kidding me? But again, there is no choice. We have to do that. And we must not forget that the red player has this Vaporter here, which gives him an upgrade on the blue camp whenever someone is busting. But we didn't. 11, 16 points on blue. So unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for this Medusa morph here, which is also wild and 3 points and whatnot. So I guess we have to go with this basic monster here. But it's a blue one. It helps us with our set. We don't get any upgrades, but yeah, I think it is what it is. We could still go for a cage and bring out a new card, but I think I want this card here. I think it's still early enough to build some extra sets for extra dice in this case. And right now we still have the 7 to deal with, which means we are upgrading here again. They don't get anything from it directly. It's still 4 dice, and we are not refilling the display. And I guess it's now over the red player's turn. And wow, red is really doing exceptionally well. I think we really have to go for some other colors now. Should we? Yeah, I think we should. Let's go blue 2. Yeah, why not? Let's go with blue and 2 dice here, right? Yeah, let's go for it and see about that. Okay, that's another 7. We'll hold on to the 7. It's another upgrade for sure. If the die will be here again, if we are busting, always the highest die. And that's always, in most cases, often the colored die. That's a 4. That's an 11. 11 is okay because we could still gain a cage and could bring out some more cards. But I think in this case, let's roll. And bam, we have busted. That's definitely good and bad. For red, it's definitely bad. So we have busted with a 7, which means we cannot upgrade this at the end of the turn. But we will basically now trigger this Vaporter here. Whenever someone is busting, we are pretty much hosting. But only once per turn. So let's say red will bust again, then that's that. So we will not do that again. We have a 4, so there is still a slight chance we could roll a 6, and then we would definitely go for a cage. And no, it's not a 6, it's a 2, so we are not gaining any monsters or cages, but the 2 allows us to upgrade again, so I'm not complaining about this. I mean, overall that's okay. You want to specialize to some extent, because there are some rewards when you upgrade to the max, so you get 2 cages whenever you go to the last stage of your upgrade, but overall, having some more dice in other colors is also not a bad deal. But that's the end of the round. No one else could upgrade, so we are moving back to the gray player. And as we really want to complete this set now, I guess we will go with the green die. I think that's our best bet. So 1 green, 1, 2, 3 black dice here. And all we need is a 12 because of this mantis up there. And that's okay. We are denying some points for red, or 1 point for red, and we complete the set and would also score 2 points. I mean, that's really win for the gray player, of course, but not with that. Okay, we take the 5. We need some high numbers. Then we are, oh boy, come on, this would have been so amazing. Yeah, we have to go with the 3. There is no choice in this case. We could stop, but again, 12. 8 is not good enough. With a 4, with 1 4, I think I would stop now. And it's a 6. I take the 6. So that's 11, 14 points. I could continue to roll, but I think in this case I will stop because I could still roll for 1 or a 2 for an upgrade. I think that's okay. So that's at least a 12 points. So this goes back to the red player 2. We have claimed this card again, giving us 2 points. But what's more important, we have completed the set here. So this is now a set of 3. We are getting 1 extra die. I will put a die on top of it, so I hopefully don't forget that it's there. And we still have rolled a 3. I mean, that's still not bad. So we can upgrade this camp here too. And none of the other players will get any benefits from that. I think that wasn't terrible. Over to purple, and purple really wants a cloud creature, so a yellow one. So I guess we will activate this. And there's a good chance we could get one. Oh, sorry, that's that, and 3 of those hunting dice, because if we succeed, there is this cougar thing here, which we could gain for 12 and would complete our set there too, and it's another point, and everything is great. Nicely done. I take the 2 6s for sure. I think that's okay. Let's roll 1 more and hope for a 1 or 2 or a 3. No 6. 1 or a 3. What do we want to increase first? Does it matter? No, I think we will go with this die here. So we will keep it and then we will stop. So overall we have 15 points to spend. That's this one here. We will take it, completing our set. Nicely done. So we get an extra die 2 at the end or at the start of the next round. As for the upgrade, we still have this 3, so we are updating this. The one problem that we created now though is that we have a hell lot of holes here. And as red is next and in theory only needs a 10 to really then refill the offer, there will be a hell of a lot of those red discs out there. And most likely some of those will make it to the end game to score. So that's really something that you have to decide. How much do I want to give to other players? What do I want to? But in this case, really getting this extra die could be important. At least that's how I feel about it. I could be terribly wrong. And I guess in this case, let's go for the blue. No, doesn't matter. I think, no, here's more tens. I think we want high numbers, right? Just to get, yeah, I think so. No, we will go with this one. So 1 here and 4 dice there, right? Yeah, that's the plan. And by the way, there are always these monster traders up here, which require you to spend 40 points, but you get 6 cages when you roll this 40. So this could be really, really huge compared to the normal 40, which will maybe give you 4 or 5 points. So this could really be a hell of a lot of points you would score. But yeah, rolling a 40 is definitely not easy, and they will always stick around. So they will never go away. Okay, let's roll our dice. That's not too great. But okay, I will take it. I will take the 7. The 7 is good for red. I think that's okay. Let's roll some 6s now. 4 6s. Come on. Can't be that bad. Oof. Again, now I'm having an incentive taking the 1s for the upgrades. And I think I will do that actually. I think I will. And then let's see, we need 2 now. 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5. I take it. So that's 12, 14 points, and I think I will stop because this gives me 3 updates in total, which is huge, obviously. It only gives me 1 cage, and I will go with the cage, that's for sure, because this cage will now refill the whole thing here, 24. That's definitely something. What do we have here? A 10. Okay, this will go away, most likely at least. And that's a wasp. Okay, it will also go away, most likely. And that's a good one here. I think that's from Vikings, right? I do remember this one here. So we see a hell of a lot of those red tokens now out on the board. So the other players really have to do something about that. There are still a lot of cards here. And again, the game ends when this deck runs out. There is still a replacement deck. So let's say there are not enough cards to complete the rounds. And we still have some cards left. But usually that's not really a problem. Okay, and then we still get some upgrades. And this was pretty cool. So the 7 here, again, we will allow to upgrade this. We will flip this to the other side. We will put these crest up there. This is the starting point. We still have 2 1s, so we will do 1, 2 more. The next upgrade we will get here will give us 2 cages, and that's the end. So we are rolling 6 dice on yellow, and that's definitely something.
Okay, but that's, I guess, the end of the round. Let's move over to gray. And I think we want to activate blue because there are a lot of blue cards with red crests out there. And we have to do something about this. So we take a blue die. We have 4 dice. And now because we have this set, we get the 5th die out of here too. And this is how you really can roll a lot of dice and really getting to high numbers. Of course, again, you can bust more easily too. So let's see. Okay, that's a 10. I take it. But again, having these 3 ones is also incredibly huge. But the 10 is also cool. We want the 10 first. Let's go for some immediate points. I will re-roll this one just to be fair. And wow. Okay, maybe I wasn't fair, but I will take those 3 6s here for sure. Okay, that's insane. 28 points. 28 with blue. I think, but will I get some more points out of this actually? Or should I really stop now? No, I think I should stop. If we could go for some ones or thing, but again, the 10 is still good for the gray player, so I think let's stop here. And yeah, usually you should go for the higher one because this scores you 4 points, whereas this one only scores you 3 points. But this one also allows you to steal a monster from another player and gives you potentially another set, for example. So I think in this case, let's go for this sea monster. So red goes away, we are getting this. Now we are activating this again. We can steal one of those cards. I will shuffle those again. I haven't really looked at that, or I already forgot. So I will take this card. We will look at it just to see, because let's consider, okay, that's not the greatest card in the world. It's 1 point, but we have taken this point away from the red player. So this stays a cage. It goes to the ring. But again, this is a standard card, which goes to the display of the gray player. And we still have the 10, which gives us an upgrade here. Overall, nicely done. Not a bad turn. Whew, then it's purple, also rolling an extra die for this set here. I think that's already something. Should we continue with blue? But blue right now is the worst one. And yeah, green is, there's only 1 out. But again, we could go for some, let's go for green. I think that's okay. Green, 4 of those, the extra die from here. So it's already 6 dice, also not bad. And maybe we roll a 20 or so in total. That's definitely okay. I will take those 2 6s for sure. I think that's not bad at all. I think there's a 6 on the green one too, but okay. Let's see about that. We want a 20 overall. I mean, 2 5s already, and I could imagine to stop 2 more. So let's go with 1 5. So that's 17 points. I think we want to go to 20 at least. I think, yeah, let's do that, right? So we have not busted. We must not forget all those special abilities. This is now getting a little bit tricky when playing for 3 players. That's an 8. I will hold on to that 8 now. What do we have actually? That's 24, 30, 35 in green. Yeah, of course. He could go for this, but again, he would take away his own mark here. So we could gain 3 points already, but if he gains now 5 points, and he would be able to steal a cage. On the other hand, we could also go for this one and draw 2 cages, and we put 2 cages out with quests on that. I think that could be ultimately the better deal. Yeah, let's do that, right? 20, 25. No, it's 1 extra cage, but that's fine. So 25 points we have in total, right? That was the deal. Yeah. So we are taking this card here. That's another point and could start a new set. And we are taking 1 cage. Again, I'm not really looking at that, but again, getting a cage allows us to bring out some more. Wow, that's cool. I mean, that's even more likely that we will get some. I mean, this could be 6 points at the end of the game for purple. I guess this might have been the better deal. And yeah, we have seen the very first aid actually, which means finally he can use the special power of this camp here to upgrade there too. Okay, I guess this was also not a bad turn for purple. There's really a great one, but going after this, maybe we really want to go for high numbers now. Really getting some of those Dracochelonia out for the purple player. I think that's what we want to do. So we're using this and 6 dice in total. It's not rolling any extra dice. No sets whatsoever. No one has busted, I believe. In between those 7 dice, it's all there rolling, but that's still quite a lot. And again, we want some high numbers. Those are not really high numbers, but I will take those 2 6s for sure. And I think that's okay. And oops, let's roll this one again. That's a 7. 19 points. We need more actually than this, but let's roll one more at least. Okay, that's 2 4s or 2 3s. The 2 3s could be the better deal because of the upgrades actually. This would give, yeah, I think this is perfect. I think we may want to stop here, right? So that's 19 plus 6, that's 25 points if I'm not mistaken, and it's yellow. Okay, 25 points could be this too, but then again, they're removing, or Red is removing 1 disc on their own actually, and having 2 more cages is also not bad actually, and we still get those upgrades. 2 cages versus this one. This could be more than 2 points actually, or 3 points actually, and yeah, let's go for it. So they will draw 2 of those cards. I will look at those, and yeah, they were not bad. They were really not bad. We are not refilling because we haven't taken anything, but we can do 3 upgrades now. So 1 goes in here for the 7. So we have now upgraded this to the max. But again, we see this here. We have gained 2 more of those cages. That's really a one-time thing in the game, and I guess that wasn't bad either. And then we have 2 3s now, so that's 1 and 2. So also prepping a little bit on the green ones, giving us some more flexibility. Okay, nicely done, Red. And I believe that's the end of the round again. So again, we have to remove some of those red tokens for sure. And I think Red doesn't have, Gray doesn't have any crests out there, right? No, let's go for the yellow ones. So we're getting 1 here. 4, and again the extra die for this. We get this, the complete game, and I believe right now there's no way losing face-up cards. Again, we can steal cages, but we cannot steal any face-up cards of our menagerie. Okay, let's roll those, and this draw pile already got quite thin actually. And ooh, it's not too bad. Oh, should we go with the 6s or should we go for the 2 4s? But 2 6s is also not bad, but that's the second worst result on that die actually. So let's go for the 2 4s for now. That's 8 points. I'm not complaining about that. We could still roll a 10 or an 8, but also 2 3s are also not terrible. Let's go for the 8. So that's 16 points. 16 is okay. Let's 2 more 5s or so would be great. Do we want the 1 or do we want the 2? That's 18 points. I think we may want to stop. Is the 2 better or the 1 better? Does it matter? I think it kind of does actually. Let's go with the 2 and then we will stop. Again, that's 18 points. And I guess we want to go for this Wesp. Again, we have removed 1 of these discs, and that's 2 points for us, and working on a second set. I think I will take that. And we have only... oh, we have actually 2 upgrades. 1 for us and 1 for the purple player. Let's start with us. So we are now flipping this to the other side, rolling 5 dice. And then we have to deal with the 8, which is something here for... or also flipping this to the other side too. Awesome. Okay, then we can roll some dice for purple. Actually, I think those were all of our things. Blue, green, I think there are not too many green cards out. I guess we could still decide on, but only rolling 2 dice for blue is kind of lame actually. Maybe we should go for this and maybe also go for some of the Tracochelonias. I think so. Let's do that. So 1 here. 5 dice here, and we get the bonus die from this set. So overall, not, I think, rolling quite a few dice. And maybe we get a monster and a cage. This gives us some more cards here, I think. Let's see. That's the 8. I think the 8 is perfect. Again, 8 is cool for him because he can later on upgrade this one. I guess that's okay. No, it's only 1. We continue to roll if you will. Oh, 2 6s or 3 2s. No, let's go for the 2 6s. Ooh, that's 20 points. Let's continue once more and see what we roll, right? Yeah, let's see about that. That's 2 ones. I guess, do we want to hold on to the ones for now? How much do we have? 22 points. I guess I will take it for now. Yeah, that's 22. And now I guess let's go for 2 cages. There is this one here, but it's 3 points. But again, here it could be more than 3 points. And we could bring out some more here. No, let's go for 2 cages. Let's go for 2 cages. I will check those out. They were not bad. Not bad at all. Of course, you shouldn't tell that you're co-players. And we will bring out a new one. Okay, that's some kind of a fish. We bring out a token on it. So overall, that wasn't bad either. And we still have some upgrades here. And maybe I should have gone for the... No, let's hold on to it. So that's the 8. We are upgrading this for the 8. Then we have 2 ones, 1 and 2. So we are rolling some more dice. I think blue, that's some kind of a lost cause. Let's not worry about this too much at this point in time. No one else gets an upgrade, so it's over to red. And I guess let's stay on target, right? There are still some high numbers out there with purple tokens on this, and yeah, it's red. We don't want that. So where's the yellow die? Here's the yellow die. So that's simply those 7 dice in total, but that's not too shabby. And actually, I have no clue how well red is doing. I mean, they have a hell of a lot of cages, but according to really monsters, the other players are doing not bad, actually. So let's see about that. Oh, wow. 4 threes. No, I think we have to take this. Just for the upgrade. This could give us a hell of a lot of cages later on. I know there is a 10, but the 10 is good for the gray player anyway, so let's simply reroll that. Okay, we cannot go. I think let's go with a 2. How much points do we have now? That's 14 points with yellow. That's not enough anyway, so we might as well. Okay, no, we have to roll them both, right? Yeah, we can roll them both, of course. 10? Are you kidding me? Incredibly lucky. So 24 points, and woof, not enough for one of those. Again, he does want to take this here away, so we are simply drawing 2 more of those cards here. We are not refilling, but that's okay. Ending the game. That was also pretty lucky draw, actually. And there are really a lot of upgrades here. So this one is for the other player. I will put this over here. But then we have 4 upgrades there. Right? That's 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 more upgrade, and yet again, red's taking 2 more cages, and there is still a 2, which means we are upgrading this one too. And last but not least, this 10 allows us to upgrade this one too. So 2 more steps here, and gray gold will also get 2 more cages. So that's also something that you really have to keep in mind. Getting those 2 extra cages pretty much for free is usually not a bad thing. I guess that's the end of the round, so we might as well start here again. So in theory, here we are lacking a green monster, and there are green monsters out there, so maybe we want to go with green. Maybe we get another set. Not sure if it's any good, but we will try. So that's 4 dice plus the extra die here, 6 dice in total. I mean, this should be okay. And again, we are also looking for 2, so don't forget that. And there are the 2 2s we need. I think we want to hold on to those, because this gives us simply 2 more cages later on. I think so. Let's hold on to this. Maybe a little bit short-sighted, but why not? Okay, 2 6s. I think that was a 6, so that's 12 plus 4, 16 points in green. That's not good enough, right? We need 18, so we have to continue to roll. And that's a 3. I think that's now the 18 we needed, right? Or no, I think not. That's 12 plus 4, 16, 19 points. Oh, that was close. I guess I will stop here. I think that's okay. So we are grabbing this one here. This goes back to the purple player. Also hurting them a little bit. It's a wild, but this gives us Yet another set here. I mean, that's okay. 2 more extra dice. Not sure how often we can use it still, but that's also 3 points. So I will take it. But let's not forget the upgrade. So here are the 2s. 1 and 2. So maxed out. We are getting 2 more cages. So, wow, the deck is really running thin. No, but that's 2. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's only 2 1-pointers. Bit disappointing. Really have seen better. And we have the 3 here. So we are flipping this one over, we are turning this one over to, this could be really the last round actually, because if red is ending the game, then the game ends, so there will be no extra round after that one. Everyone simply gets equal amount of turns, but that's about it. I think it's over to purple. I guess we want to go for this. Yeah, why not? So 4 more hunting dice from this, and we get the extra die from our set. And there is still a tasty card here, actually. We could take this disc away from the red player too. So let's see. Okay, that's a 10. I think I will go with a 10. Again, that's, no, it's not really good for the gray player because it's already maxed out, so nothing else will happen. I think that's a good start. That's a very solid start, actually. We also need some 3s, actually. We need 2 3s. So I think right now, let's not use it yet. We could still roll 2 3s. So we'll go with a 6. That's 16 points. We need 8 more. 2 4s or 2 5s. That's insane. That's really insane. So that's 16, 26 points. I think we have to stop now. We don't want to bust. I think we haven't busted for quite some time now, but that's really part of the, it's quote unquote strategy. You really have to stop at some point and not to give the other players something. So yeah, I guess in this case, we will remove this one here, take this Shadow Wing. And yeah, again, it allows us to steal one. And I guess, again, we have to steal from the red player. Having an awful lot of those cages. Let's see, huh? Come on, let's have a look. Oh, that's only 1. Okay, that was okay. Not too bad. But of course, it gives us 3 more points at the end of the game. And the end of the game is pretty imminent. I think there are only... Okay, it's still 5 cards. No, maybe there is one more final round or so, a last round after this one. And I guess there are no upgrades for purple. So yeah, let's move over to red. And yeah, I guess yet again, we go either for this or that. In this case, again, that's the higher number, and we really want high numbers. And I guess we also want to roll at least 1 3, giving us 2 more cages. Yeah, I think so. Let's go for it. So 1 and 6 here, right? Yes, okay. 7 dice it is. And we are looking at a 31 or a 35, ideally. Okay, we will reroll this one. 2 6s. I mean, that's 12 points alone. I think we will take it, but we also want the 3. But again, 2 6s, I think that's a pretty strong argument. All right. So let's see. We could still roll some 5s. Okay, let's hold this. I mean, that's fine. So we will get the 10. That's 22 points. Yeah, I think that's okay. 22 points. That's okay. Let's continue to roll. Maybe if we now roll some 3s, we might stop, actually. Or we roll some 4s, and I think we are basically also stopping. Is that enough? Is that enough? Let me see. 22, right? 22, 30, 34. I think we are totally stopping now. We will grab this, so this goes back to the purple player. It gives us 5 points, and we can steal a cage. And guess what? We are stealing right back from the purple player. For sure, I believe purple steals twice from red. So let's see what we get, and we will look, right? We will look. Okay, it's only a 1, 2. So it basically stole it back, but that's pretty okay. We are not refilling here, so we will definitely see another round. There were no upgrades whatsoever, but again, I will take that. So I guess there is no reason not to go for this camp. There is still a 35 out there, which could be a lot of points. And we could go for 6 cages, which could be also really, really huge, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So I think we're now rolling all of the dice. So 6 dice from this card, from this camp, and the 2 extra dice we're rolling here. But keep in mind, 8 is the maximum in this case, but I think that's a pretty decent amount of dice. And I guess we really should refill. Ideally, we get 1 card here and the rest with cages, because then gray would bring out a lot of the crest on the board. I think that's good. Either it's really this card up there, which is 6 points right off the bat, but I think, let's see about that. We have to reroll that one. That was really cocked. Ooh, 5 ones. This could give us also a lot of 2 cards, but I think we can do better than that, actually. So this goes away, actually. Ooh, that's tempting. That's 2 cages, but then oof, 5 is really the end. Nah, that's too much. So we will take the 6. Wow, that was pretty tempting, actually, for a while. But let's see. Okay, 3 5s. That's really something. I guess that's for sure. That's 23 in total, right? 23. Yeah, let's continue to roll, actually. Could still do something with that. That's 2 more 6s. Okay, I guess. Wow. Okay, 23, 25, 35 points. Ooh, what to do with that? Should I go now for cages? So we could go for 3 cages and would bring out the 3 cages there. This could be more than 6. 6 points is really tough. And we could steal a cage. No, come on. And we are denying these points to purple. So no, in this case, I think it's a 34. Let me count again. 23 plus 12, 25. Yeah, 35. No, we are taking this one for sure. This goes back. We can steal a cage. And in this case, I want to roll a die, right? So 1, 2, 3 is the purple player. I really don't know. It's the purple player. Okay. Not sure if that was a good idea or not, but we will take it. That's for sure. And wow, we just stole 3 points from purple. That really hurt. Okay. Curses, curses. I guess there were no upgrades. No, there were no upgrades. Here's an 8, actually. Yes, the 8 will upgrade this one here. So 1 more step and we are bringing out 2 more cages. Nice. Wow, what to do next? Maybe... Well, how many cards are there? I'm not sure if you're allowed to count, but it's still 5 cards. So in theory, we could end the game. And I guess this might not be the worst thing in the world. So I guess we will roll a lot of dice here. So 1 and there is no... Okay, that's a problem now. But again, if we only go for cages, then maybe that's the better deal. Yeah, let's do that. 6 plus the extra die from this set. Again, there are no green monsters out there right now, so we can only go for cages or maybe for those monster traders up there. But yeah, rolling a 40 is definitely not easy. We need a 3, right, for the upgrade. Should we simply go... Oh, that's too many 3s. No, that's too many 3s. Let's go with the 8. That's fine. No, I think let's go with the 8. Again, we need some cages now. Okay, that's a 5. Okay, right now that's 1 cage. We need 1 more. Ideally, we now roll a 3 and then I might already stop, actually. And we are rolling 3 3s. But I think I will take that. I think I will take that. Oops, these were 3 3s, right? So 10, 80, 21, 27. I think we could go on, but the risk is too high for me, right? So that's overall... that's an 8, of course. What am I talking about? But again, I will hold on to that. This 8 already helps us to upgrade. So, right, 18, 21, 27. Okay. So that's 2 cages from here. So I will have a look. Okay, I guess, but not great. We are refilling, and this is now really the end of the game. Of course, red still gets a turn. So, and so, but there are more purple discs out there. We take the reserve pile now and bring out the last one. Okay, we take it. And we still get an upgrade. Actually, 4 upgrades in total, right? Yeah, but we will do this upgrade here. And we're getting 2 more cages. And those were okay, I guess. Those were okay. And that's the final turn for purple. It was the final turn for gray. And it's the last turn of the red player now. And we really want to do this upgrade here. But we also want to roll those dice. Yeah, why not? We need... I think there's a cool green one out there which we could take away. Oh, there's also a blue one, but blue is tough. No, let's go for the green one. That's okay. So that's 3 and 6 extra hunting dice, right? Yeah, that's what it is. We need 1 3, that's for sure. Okay, we will continue to roll this. So that's a 3. I guess we take it, actually. I guess we will take it. This gives us 2 cages. Whatever happens, it's very likely we're getting this final upgrade. It's 2 cages, at least 2 points. Let's roll this again. Oh, come on, stay inside. Okay. I would take the force for now. That's 11 points, so that's at least something. Let's roll the others. Okay, that's a 7. 7 is okay for... yeah. No, doesn't really help us. That's 18 points. That's now really a risk. Rolling again, but getting 2 now, I think we should do that. Now we need 2 or 5 or a 6. 2, 5 or 6, I think should be okay. Let's roll this. I think that's the 5. That's the 5. Let me go. Does it matter? No, I think it doesn't. Yeah, I think that's okay. So that's 10. Oops, that was a 4, 18, 23. I guess that's okay. So first of all, we will... 23. No. No. 23 is this one here, right? I mean, let it count again. So that's 10, 18, 23. Absolutely. We're taking these points away from purple. Awesome. Grabbing this. That's at least 4 points. And we can still get the upgrade for this one here. So that's the 3 we have used. So this gives us 2 more cages. And what is it? Oh, that was a good one. That was really a good one. And that's pretty much the end of the game. So now we are tallying up all our score. In this case, it's really all those visible cards and the cage card. Again, for the cages, we go for the lower numbers. And I will do the counting now off camera. But of course, I almost forgot. Let's not forget those. So here are 2 red cards. They go to the red player. And yeah, purple gets those 4 cards into, but only again for the cages. But that's still something. And then no cards for gray, right? Yeah. Okay, now I'm doing the counting. And here we have the end result. So we have gray with 26 points, 22 points for purple. Really lost quite a few of numbers in the end and didn't really have a lot of cards in play. So visible cards, only low scoring cards, and 32 points for the red player. I think this wasn't really a surprise. And I guess overall, having this 25, 26 is pretty normal, I would say. So far, 32 is pretty good, actually. But yeah, I think red was doing extremely well. And that's pretty much how you play Monster Expedition with 3 players. Again, there is no real change to a 2 or 4 player game, other than there might be some more things where you could interact with the players, because again, you get some upgrades if more players are rolling and so on. But apart from that, it's a pretty same game. As I mentioned, there are also solo rules here in German, obviously. And if you really ask me, kind enough, I might consider doing 1 or 2 of those. It's also, let's say, a set of different expeditions you have to play through. They all come with slightly different rules. So really something that's thought through. It's not simply just like kind of beat your own score. So they really come with a challenge. I haven't tried those yet. So maybe I really need to look into that. But they really look from after reading that there are really some very, very unique challenges in each of those expeditions. So if you want to see me doing a solo playthrough of Monster Expedition, just let me know and I will consider doing that. I really hope you enjoyed my little playthrough of Monster Expedition here. It's really hard to compare with the Carnival of Monsters. Of course, it's the same world, but in respect to the game, it's a completely different game. Again, this is really more like push your luck dice rolling game. The other is all about card drafting and building your sets there. I like them both, but again, it's a review copy, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. But this is really a game we played quite a bit now with the family, because it's really something you can play 20-30 minutes at the most. Yes, you have to be a fan of push your luck games. Sometimes the dice are against you, sometimes the dice are against you, and you're drawing poorly from the cage deck, for example, always only drawing 1 card, whereas the others drawing cards that give you 3 or 4 points. But that's what this game is, because it's short enough. It's really nothing to worry about. Just play it again, and I'm pretty sure the odds will be in your favor. A huge shout out to all of my patrons out there. Really do appreciate your support. So if you want to support the channel, then you can definitely do that on Patreon. You will find a link to my Patreon in the description of this video. You can also support me directly here on YouTube, so you can join my community and support me here. Like and subscribe, as usual, everything helps. And apart from that, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.